I believe video is rolling and rocking.
Okay.
Hi video land on YouTube's, and then audio will start in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to episode 60. I don't know what that was. To episode 67 of the Degenerates Clubhouse.
I feel like you're always trying to do like the movie phone, like the movie guy, the narrator in commercials, like previews.
That's actually my natural speaking voice. This is just an affectation I put on for the podcast. just normal everyday life. I'm talking to my dog. I'm like, "Hello, Finn. How are you? Let me pet your ears and soft head."
All right.
And Finn is like, "What the fuck is wrong?" He does look at me like, "What is wrong with you?" on a pretty regular basis. You know what, Finn? There's a lot wrong with me. But you know who has even more wrong with him, Mondo?
Who has more wrong with him than Finn?
Our lovable anti-hero, Florida Man.
Florida Man, Florida Man. I really got to get on that music. The headline is Florida Man with no arms stabs tourist visiting popular South Beach area, police say. An armless man was arrested on Tuesday after he allegedly stabbed a tourist in Florida.
Wait, so you're saying he was an unarmed man?
That one had to be the most obvious one, the first one that came to you, right? He's armless or he's unarmed?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Jonathan Crenshaw is a homeless street artist in Miami, Florida. Whoa, street artist too. Who frequently paints on canvases near tourist attractions in around South Beach, according to the Miami Herald. Crenshaw, 46, uses his feet to paint and allegedly used his feet again to stab tourist Cesar Coronado, 22, after midnight on Tuesday, the newspaper reports.
So is he using his toes to hold a brush, or is he actually painting with his toes?
Oh, I don't know. We can
That's
find
interesting.
It. Yeah,
because maybe not for this gentleman, for this armless sort of meth-looking degenerate, but I feel like there is a market out there for women who would paint with their feet. If they did like toe paintings, because the foot fetish crowd would just eat that up.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's not me, but I know.
Yeah, not my thing either. Probably that's not in the cards for this guy. So what happened? What did he do?
Miami Beach police allege the artist clutched a pair of scissors in his feet and stabbed the visitor twice, according to the Herald. However, Crenshaw claimed he was acting in self-defense, telling police he was laying down, and Coronado, who was visiting from Chicago, punched him in the head, according to Reuters. Coronado's friend Cindy Barrientos told police this was not the case, but rather her friend was simply asking Crenshaw for directions when the street artist jumped up and allegedly stabbed him, the Herald adds.
Wait, okay, this story's not holding up. So he has no arms. He jumped up and then grabbed scissors in his toes and stabbed him.
Yeah, he had to have done like that. You know how like really athletic people can get up?
Kip up. It's called a kip. I can do that. Well, maybe I could. I used to be able to do that. We could temporarily pause the podcast to find out if I still can.
No.
And then have to re-record this after I get back from the hospital. No? Okay.
No. I believe you. He was charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Crenshaw's in custody at the Turner Guilford Night Correctional, blah, 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 blah. This is not the first time he has had trouble with the law.
Shocker.
No. The Miami New Times reported Crenshaw has been arrested several times for trespassing, disorderly intoxication, and battering police, among other things. This armless guy is violent, dude. Publication profile Crenshaw.
Mondo, we might even say he's a handful.
Oh, Jesus. I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for all these to come out. There's just so many out there. The publication profiled Crenshaw in 2011, in which he told them he was born in Alabama, but frequently moved with his family as a child. He also accused his mother of allegedly feeding him rat poison and did not wish to discuss how he lost his arms or if he was born without them, the publication reported. I don't know, dude. You got a point there. You know what he looks like? He looks like I swear, he looks like if Dopey got really old and then he doesn't wear the hood anymore. Like
you're talking about the dwarf?
Yeah, the guy from
he was really old.
No, I mean like older, because Dopey has a kind of semi-youthful look There are some dwarves that look older than others. And
Okay.
Dopey looks like a younger one of the.
Okay. So this is a dopey who's seen some shit.
This is Dopey who's seen some
he's-
shit.
He had a terrible mining accident,
Yeah,
lost both of his
That
arms,
explains it. That
and
explains
is just like terrible PTSD.
Yeah, he's got. I don't know. The one ear. It's not. It doesn't look like cauliflower ear, but it looks kind of. It looks like dwarfish. It looks like kind of weird.
Dwarfish / inbreeding. Tomato.
Yeah. You got to be able to fight off a guy with no arms, though. Like I don't like you. Like you brought the point. Like he's on the ground.
Yeah, but what if he's a master of hand-to-hand combat?
But you got to be able to fight off a guy with no arms. You're 22 years old. This guy's. Well, how old was this guy? Let me see. I forget how old he was. 46.
Yeah, I think in a sustained fight you could, but if you're not expecting it, like I really wouldn't be expecting him to stab me with scissors, right?
I don't know, dude. I believe Florida man because a 22-year-old kid. How do you allow yourself to be stabbed? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. I think the kid was like cruising and like saw a bum and was like trying to do like a bum fights episode or some shit like that. Like pick it, like kind of like pick on the homeless guy. And our homeboy Jonathan Crenshaw was just like, "Look, bitch, I know some fucking kung fu with my feet
He's a hero.
and scissors."
He's a defender of the homeless.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what you don't know. He probably was.
Mondo, he's not the hero that Florida deserves, but he's the one that they need.
Hell yeah. Like that what? Okay.
Remember that whole monologue from Batman?
Yeah. Was that Batman?
Yeah, it was the Dark Knight.
I thought that was.
They'll chase him because he can take it. Blah blah blah. He's not the hero that
Oh
Gotham
yeah.
deserves. He's the
You're
one they
right.
need.
You're right. For some reason, I was thinking of Spider-Man, but no, you're right. That was it for Florida Man. We are now moving on to the world of Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit question number 1.
Uh-huh.
Everyone asks, "Are you an ass man or a tits man?"
Mm-hmm.
But what part of the body do you think is overlooked?
I don't know if it's overlooked, but I find women with just like athletic, firm legs very attractive.
Okay.
And I remember there was even a like a little bit on Seinfeld where Jerry Seinfeld was confused about people being leg men. He's like, "What are you talking about? I've got legs." And I'm like, "Yeah, but they're like unshapely and hairy, Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to look at your legs. But like legs are beautiful, man. It's a form of propulsion. That's how we get around. That's how we ran from our predators in like ancient history times, right?
Yeah.
So like a woman with like athletic legs who is a fast, graceful runner would bear children that could survive the wilds of nature. So maybe there's some like natural instinct to why I'm attracted to them, but I don't know. I just think it's hot.
I have to agree with you on the same part of the anatomy, but for different reasons. I don't like athletic legs. I just like long legs. I like taller chicks. I like long legs. And I'll tell you why. I know why. Because I like touching the leg, and I know like if you keep working your way up to the leg, it's like the vagina and the butt cheeks and all. So that's why I like long legs.
Oh, I think we're on the same page, Mondo.
Okay.
I think we're because
It leads to everything else.
I'm saying like more like runners, right? I'm not talking about there is the powerlifting community.
Yeah, I don't want her to have calves bigger than mine.
That's fine. You know what? If that body image makes you feel good about yourself, awesome. And I don't discriminate, but that's not particularly what does it for me. And I will tell you, there is one. What is she? Is she a decathlete? There's one like German track and field star. I told you I have my 5 Instagram thirst traps that I do follow.
She's one of the 5.
She's one of them. She's a German track star.
So it's
named
it's
Alicia Schmidt, I think.
So it's Dario and Lisa Schmidt. Now we know 2 of the
Oh,
5.
no, I don't follow.
I thought you said you follow her.
No, she was my thirst trap of the year, but I just saw her on the show. I don't follow her.
Okay. So this Lisa Schmidt,
Alicia Schmidt.
she's got nice long legs or what?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look it up. Not right now though, but I will. I don't know. I don't have an example of someone that has like long legs that I appreciate. I guess I just like long legs. Like I think like 3 of my most recent like 4 or 5 girlfriends that I've been with were like taller, on the taller end for girls for sure. They weren't like little things. They weren't itty bitty little things. They were like taller, or like one girl was, I think, as tall if not taller than me. I think, but yeah, long. Oh, Aaron's showing me the. Oh yeah. I see. Yeah.
And she's really fast.
Yeah.
Which also makes it way hotter.
You know how tall she is?
I think she's 5'10".
Put it right there. 5'10's a good height, but because I'm 5'10, I get kind of self-conscious. Like, she's like 1 inch shorter, and I'm okay with it. Even if she wears high heels, she'll be fucking taller than me. But yeah, I like legs. Ask Reddit says, user uncle_yoguy420 writes, the face. Do people not think a good face is essential? I mean, one with all the skin. Oh, dude, that's pretty fucked up.
That started off sweet and got dark really fast.
User A_girl has no name 58. Thighs hip to waist ratio.
Interesting.
Thighs hip to waist ratio.
That was a thing that when I told you I worked with female athletes, they were all very concerned about thigh gap, and I'm like, I'm gonna stay out of this. I am offering no input into this discussion. I'm walking away.
It's nice to see the little. I mean, it's not important. Like, that's not on the spectrum for me. That's probably the lower. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice to have one that has one, but user Ansing11 writes, that little dangly thing at the back of the throat.
That's weird.
Tonsils? What?
Damn, those are some sexy tonsils. Like, I don't understand.
I mean, I guess if you're a dude that likes like gag reflex in chicks, you know how some dudes like to like throat bang a chick and like make her gag and shit. They get off on that.
This fucker's like, oh my god, did you see her? She's got some huge tonsils. And it's like, she's got tonsillitis. You get her to a hospital now. You fuck.
She might die. You idiot. Can she breathe? User Sugar Sweet writes, eyes. Yeah, girls with nice eyes are always. It's always a plus. When I was younger, I used to be like really into the prospect of like ending up with a green-eyed girl, because I got the ascent of my family's gene. Like all of my cousins on my mom's side, most of them have like green or hazel or like lighter eyes. Some of them have brown, but on my dad's side, everyone's got brown or dark eyes. So I thought, if I ever get with a chick that's got lighter eyes, maybe I can jizz in her and make a kid. You're
trying to make a Brian Ortega?
Yeah, exactly. Like, make a beautiful-eyed Brian Ortega. Last one I'll read. User tall_Mickey writes, torso or bellies. Yeah, she's got a nice. She's not. What do you think about six packs? Like chicks that have are ripped, like Claudia Gadelia, where there's like.
No, so to me that really depends. Like, there's some women where it's natural, like they just naturally don't carry a lot of fat, and it just looks like they're fit and athletic. To me, that's fine. The ones that look like they're bodybuilders, like I think guys who are bodybuilders look gross, and I've had the same feeling about women.
Yeah,
and it's even a little bit more unnatural for women because they do carry more fat. Like, that's just the way their body compositions are. So for some women, when it's like really forced, where it's like, okay, you're starving yourself and it looks like you've got some like natural like alien heads popping out of your stomach, I'm like, no, I'm gonna pass on that.
Yeah,
thank you.
I don't have the genetic disposition to ever get abs. Like, the best shape I've ever been in my life, my stomach was just flat at best, and I worked hard on that flat stomach. And this was like, you never met me. When you met me, I already had the beer belly going. But like, for a chick to have like six pack or whatever rock hard abs, like, cool, good for you. Not for me. Like, you can't win me in that contest. You're not allowed to beat me. You're not allowed to have better abs than me. That was it for Reddit question number 1. Reddit question number 2. What are some name suggestions? What are some name suggestions for a 3-legged puppy?
Armando was like, you know what? That first question was a little bit silly. We want to get into something deep and serious, right? What are some names for a three-legged puppy? Tripod?
Yeah, tripod's a good one. Like veering away from like the goofy funny, like more something more serious. Like I think a nice one would be like Trinity. Like if you're somewhat religious and then you have a dog that's got 3 legs, name him Trinity. Got 3 legs.
Would it be a girl dog or a boy dog?
Probably a girl dog, just because of the Matrix chick Trinity. I don't know. A boy named Trinity.
Okay. Does it depend on what breed it is?
Probably not. No, I don't think so.
Any three-legged girl dog, you could name it Trinity.
Sure.
Okay.
Why?
No, I don't know.
I see your gears turn. Like, what the fuck's? What are you loading up, Aaron?
I don't know. I was for some reason like, sometimes when they do like animated movies where there's a famous voice actor, they make the character look a little bit like the actor.
Yeah.
So like I was trying to think of what breed would look like. What was her name? Carrie Ann Moss, I think. What breed of dog would sort of look like Carrie Ann Moss?
I don't know the breed of the dog, but there's a dog in I think Lady and the Tramp that had like hair almost always covering her face. It may have been a poodle. I don't fucking know. It's an animated dog.
I'm looking at like dogs with short cropped hair. I'm really invested in this now.
With sexy ass one wearing leather whatever pants, leggings.
I'm not seeing any dogs that look like Carrie Ann Moss. And you know what? That's probably a good thing for Carrie Ann Moss.
I got another name. What about Skippy?
Skippy?
Yeah. Here's Skippy, because when he runs, he has to skip. Like the last one has to go like that.
You know what? I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen a three-legged dog in person, but there was a three-legged cat in the neighborhood, and he just roamed wild. He was just all over the place, and he was insanely fast. It was like the fastest cat I've ever seen.
Dude, go to just about any part in Tijuana, you'll see 3-legged dogs. Like,
yeah,
you wonder why the tacos are so delicious.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. The cat in our neighborhood was just from an accident, not because someone was hungry.
It wasn't from you didn't find that cat like hanging out the back of a Chinese food restaurant.
No,
dude, there's been a ton of Chinese. It used to be like a thing. Like Chinese food restaurants would get popped for like killing like cats and weird animals and feeding them in lieu of like beef or chicken. It'd be like fake beef.
Yeah, I think that was even more prevalent in Korea, and they just made a law not just, but like in the last 5 years, they made a law in South Korea saying it's illegal to serve dog.
You mean like Chicken of the Cave? you see Anchorman 2, where the guy's at Champ has a restaurant and he's selling chicken, but it's like bats.
Cave chickens.
Chicken of the Cave. Let me read some of the answers on Reddit for what are name suggestions for a 3-legged puppy. User Just Splendid 85 writes champion. What? Oh, and then someone replied to that answer with champion because he is the best except for digging. He is very bad at digging. Get it. User Liam _Tang writes Peggy for a 3-legged dog.
Does he have a peg leg? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a dog, not a pirate, sir.
Arr. There's a bunch of people that replied with Lucky. I guess, yeah.
Is that an ironic sort of
yeah.
I don't know how lucky he was.
User, I like this one. User DSPAHT writes Trip. I like that. Trip or Trips. Yeah, some of these other names are kind of weird. I'm gonna read them just because they're fucking dumb. But one of them, so another user writes Fart Bubbles. What is that? Oh, this is a really good one. This is a clever one. User let the _Alethea writes Legolas.
That is a good one.
All right, that's it for Reddit question number 2. We are now going to go on to...
I'm sorry. I'm just picturing a dog like cosplaying as Legolas. They put a blonde wig on.
A bow and arrow.
I mean, and you know what? You could get like a Doberman where his ears are already kind of pointy and stick up.
Oh yeah,
just blonde wig. Oh my god!
Aren't you supposed to chop off the dog's ears when they get like long? I don't know. I heard that you're like, or certain breeds they cut off the ear. Don't they shorten their ears like so they don't get
I
all
don't
floppy?
know. So I know like Australian shepherds, they crop their tails.
Uh huh.
It's like a safety thing because they actually have really long, bushy tails, and they were herding dogs, and their tails were getting like caught up in things.
Uh huh.
I don't know about the ears. Probably there's all kinds of fucked up things we do to dogs.
Yeah, I think there's certain dogs that they snip their ears short so they don't look all floppy and goofy. Anyway, that was it for Ask Reddit. We are now going to Netflix. New on Netflix, Aaron. What are you going to discuss this week?
We are going to discuss the HBO Max series Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker is a superhero action comedy set loosely in the DC universe. Like, there is one point in the show where they reference Batmite, a quote 2-foot-tall dimensional imp who stands Batman, which I did look up. That's their actual Bat Imp comics, which were highly disturbing.
Wait, like a micro Batman?
No, like, listen, he's a 2-foot-tall dimensional imp who stands Batman.
Who stands Batman?
Oh, do you not know the lingo? Like, it's like Stan, like he like, it's kind of like being a fan with like sexual overtones.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, you remember, the Eminem song Stan?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's where that comes from.
Yeah, I never heard that terminology.
So
Forgive me.
yeah, you're not hip like the kids.
No.
That's okay. I'll keep you young. I'll keep you relevant. The show stars former WWE superstar and human fire hydrant John Cena and is directed by James Gunn. You may remember James from movies like Guardian of the Galaxy, and you may also remember him from a series of rapey tweets like, quote, wondering which Disney character would be the worst to get raped by. I think it's Goofy, but Sleepy would suck too. He wrote like a whole bunch of those. And it's not a shocker that Disney briefly fired him from the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise, but I have two things to say about that.
Okay.
First, Donald Duck would clearly be the worst Disney character to be raped by. And if you've never Googled the grotesque nature of duck genitalia, do yourself a favor and do not go down that rabbit hole, which is exactly what Lola Bunny said to Bugs. And that's when I was writing them. I'm like, oh my God, I see how James got himself in this mess.
Wait, Bugs Bunny's girlfriend's name is Lola? They tell me
in Space Jam.
You researched this shit. I can't believe
How did you not? Have you never seen Space Jam?
Like 20 years ago or whenever the hell it came out. I don't remember Bugs Bunny's girlfriend.
I mean, it's come out. There was the Michael Jordan Space Jam and the LeBron James Space Jam, and both featured Lola Bunny.
You watched both of them?
I haven't seen the LeBron James one.
Oh, I was like, damn, dude, I don't know, you and
I'm not that big of a I'm not that big of a Space Jam fan / masochist. But basically what I'm trying to say in all this is James Gunn's tweets kind of screamed teenager trying way too hard to be edgy, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say he was probably a bit of a loser when he was a kid. Just, a screwed up teenager desperately seeking attention and approval. But that might be why he's so great at writing anti-heroes and lovable losers. This was on full display in his last film, The Suicide Squad. No, The Suicide Squad, not the Cocaine Fever Dream Suicide Squad that came before it. And The Suicide Squad featured a team of D-tier supervillains turned anti-heroes with exploding chips in their heads sent to the island nation of Corto Maltese on a suicide mission for the U.S. government. So basically think an R-rated Guardians of the Galaxy. And one of the villains in the movie was Peacemaker. He's sort of a lawful evil Captain America, basically a cross between Cap, the Punisher, and comedian Ron White. That was I was trying to think of how to describe him.
I wouldn't say Ron. Okay.
Maybe Roseanne Barr.
All right.
Be a little bit closer. Like Captain America patriotism, Punisher wanton murdering, and sort of like a obsession with genitalia and dick jokes. That was what I was going for.
Okay.
He's a self-proclaimed pacifist whose slogan is, "I cherish peace with all my heart, and I don't care how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it." And it is legitimately, at least to me, it was amazing that in the Suicide Squad, a movie that features a human weasel hybrid responsible for killing 27 children, Peacemaker somehow managed to be the most despicable character. And I mean, would you agree with that? Like, you saw the Suicide Squad. Like, he was just, you kind of hated him by the end, right?
No, it was only until the end you hate it, because like you up until then you think he's kind of like he's competing with the other guy, the guy that Idris Elba plays. I forget the character's name, but he's like they like have like a friendly, competitive type of thing. So it's kind of comical, and they're both on the same kind of mission. And then not until the end where you're like, oh, you are a fucker.
Yeah. I mean, the character is a dick, but like you're kind of on board. He's like one of the sort of lovable losers. Like they're all flawed characters.
Yeah, yeah.
But the movie Suicide Squad ends with Peacemaker being shot and a massive building collapsing on top of him. It was from these humble and twisted origins that James Gunn was like, wow, John Cena is cool. I want to hang out with him more. I will make a Peacemaker spinoff. That's pretty much how I'm imagining this show came to be. But I, for one, am thrilled he did. James Gunn had me hooked literally from the show's intros. Intros can tell you a lot about a show, right? Like, Mondo, what was your favorite intro you can think of from a show?
Favorite intro from a show?
Yeah.
Like recently, I liked the intro to Dark. Like that was a little bit ago, but I just like the
kind of grim, ominous, like some orchestral music.
The creepy song, I forget what it's called, but yeah, that stuff. Yeah.
Well,
it got you in the vibe.
Yeah, the tone can really tell you a lot about the show, but Peacemaker has a very different vibe than Dark. It features neon signs, strobe lights, and the entire cast just completely stone-faced, doing a choreographed dance to the song "Do You Want to Taste It" by Norwegian glam band Wigwam. Like, I remember watching this, I'm like, this is insane. Holy shit, I'm so here for this.
Yeah, but okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Oh,
no, I was gonna act like you didn't watch the second Suicide Squad, right? You did watch the first one, but you didn't watch the second one.
No, I only watched the second one.
Oh, I thought I was in the impression you only watched the first one. You're like, fuck the second one.
No, the second one was amazing.
Yeah, the second one was good. Okay.
I watched maybe 5 minutes of the first one, and I was like, this is so dumb. I'm done.
Oh yeah, the first one was dog shit. I mean, it was cool to see. What's her name is her first Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Will Smith and all that bullshit. But part 2 was better.
Well, it's not really a part 2. They just sort of pretended the first one didn't really happen.
Redux.
And yeah, if you haven't seen the Suicide Squad, it's really worth it. I mean, for me, it was very different. I mean, and I had a lot of fun watching that movie, so I recommend it. And the show Peacemaker starts with Peacemaker being released from the hospital 5 months after the events of the Suicide Squad, only to quickly be recruited into a new top-secret ops/murder rampage. The first thing that struck me about the show is how fantastic of an actor John Cena is. He has a lot of big, over-the-top gags, but it's really Cena's masterful handling of small, subtle facial expressions and understated moments that sold me on Peacemaker as a protagonist. Because I don't know, but at the end of the Suicide Squad, I'm like, how can they make a show around this fucker?
Yeah, I think you could do that with just about right now that comic book, is such a comic book characters and Marvel and all. You can right now is the time to make, like the disbelief has already been suspended and people are like, yeah, I believe guys can fly and fucking shoot lasers out of their eyes. So to do one with the Cena characters, kind of.
Well, it's not even that. It's like he doesn't have superpowers. It's not about the power so much. It's just like this dude's such a fuck. Like, why do we want to have a whole series about him?
Yeah.
But you find out he's ultimately a sad, tragic character. He lives alone in a trailer.
Ooh.
His worldview has been twisted by his dad, who's like basically the leader of the Gotham City chapter of the Aryan Brotherhood.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of jokes in the show about Peacemaker possibly being racist.
I didn't know that. Or from the movie, I didn't get that. But
but through it all, Peacemaker is really trying to do his best, which just involves killing a lot of people. Now, one word of warning for you.
Okay.
As great as John Cena is, you will have to get used to his sometimes confusingly muscular body, and you will probably see a little more of him in tighty whities than you would like.
Oh, no.
I warn you. Again, this is an important warning. John Cena's tighty whities are like a solar eclipse. You're going to be almost uncontrollably compelled to stare directly at them.
Oh, no.
Do not. I repeat, Do not stare directly at the tighty whities.
So you're saying that women would have appeal with this show then, because you get to see his junk or whatever.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, it was almost like a mesmerizing force of nature, and I'm like, I'm gonna permanently damage my eyes if I if I look right at it, like force myself away. I don't know if women are immune to that. Maybe if we have a listener, Armando's mom, if you're listening, check out John Cena's Tighties Whities and get back to us. And I also really enjoyed the humor in Peacemaker, where Disney was clearly trying to rein James Gunn in. DC was like, no, James, you spread your wings and become the beautiful perverted butterfly you are. Because that was one of the things that was kind of fun about the Suicide Squad. I got tongue-tied. About the Suicide Squad is they clearly were just like, do whatever you want, James Gunn. Like vulgar humor, grotesque gore, like whatever. Just have at it. And it's maybe a little bit toned down from that in this show, but not too much. So like, yeah, there are a lot of sex jokes, which degenerate listeners will probably enjoy. For example, there's one part where Peacemaker is worrying that they can use the chip in his head to see him jerking off. And when Harcourt, the show's female lead, asks how that would even be possible, Peacemaker enthusiastically replies, I don't know. Technology is a beast. And Harcourt, you want to see me rub one out? All you got to do is ask.
Oh, no. Oh, shit.
There's also a lot of fun, silly humor, too. I particularly enjoyed one bit when the team was arguing whether the children's book series featuring a family of bears was Berenstain or Berenstain. And I could tell that as James Gunn was writing this, he really wanted to make a cum joke and possibly a Jew joke, but he didn't. And I feel that shows a lot of personal growth. Just real quick. Did you ever read that book series, The Berenstain Bears?
Yeah, when I was like the kindergarten or first grade or whatever. Yeah.
And what do you think the name of that series is?
I don't remember. Berenstain? I think Berenstain.
That's what everybody thought. And apparently it was Berenstain. Like our whole... I thought that too. And everybody was like looking it up. Like, wait, what? Like, it was like one of those glitches in the Matrix.
I'm not losing so much sleep over the name of a fucking fictional bear family that I used to read about.
It's a glitch in the Matrix. If that's not real, what else is not real? We're in a simulation. That's all I'm saying. In addition to Peacemaker, there are some really great characters in the show. Vigilante, Peacemaker's wannabe sidekick, played by Freddie Stroma, is basically a Napoleon Dynamite character turned mass murderer.
Yes.
I also enjoyed Jennifer Holland's performance as Amelia Harcourt, a surly, jaded Black Ops agent. There's one scene in particular where she
Wait, is she a Black Ops agent or is she a Black Ops agent? Like, is she African American?
Black Ops. The second, she's a blonde-haired white chick.
Because I was gonna say, if he's got a little bit of racism, I could already see a little bit of, some funny stuff coming up.
You know what? I think there is an African American woman on the team, but I'm not sure because I don't see color.
He's colorblind.
Yes.
If he forgot Degenerate Land.
Yeah. If I was Peacemaker, I would murder all races equally.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, there's one scene where the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Amelia Harcourt throat punches a guy in a bar who's harassing her. And I was like, oh my God, she just became 150% hotter. Who is this actress? Oh, it's James Gunn's girlfriend. Yeah, that tracks. It's like, yeah. He's like, I will put my hot girlfriend in the show. But my favorite character in the entire show by far is Eagly.
Eagly?
Yes, Eagly.
Like he's kind of like an eagle?
No, he's literally an eagle. He is Peacemaker's pet eagle.
Oh, and his name is Eagly.
Yes.
Got it, because his creativity is not all there.
Maybe Peacemaker not the brightest guy.
We came up with some stupid names for three-legged dogs, so...
Yeah, I mean, what was the guy that named him like Bubble Butt or something?
Yeah, Fart Bubbles or something.
At least he didn't name his pet eagle Fart Bubbles.
I don't know. I think Fart Bubbles... Well,
Fart Bubbles the eagle?
Yeah.
But there is a scene where Peacemaker and Eagly reunite, and the eagle hugs him.
Oh, nice.
And it was truly breathtaking.
Nice.
Like, if I die and all the moments of joy in my life flash before my eyes, watching that CGI eagle embrace John Cena is going to be right up there with seeing a 50-year-old Playboy Playmate nude sunbathing.
Oh,
It was that good.
okay.
I mean, strong endorsement of the eagly scene. So to sum things up, the show Peacemaker is incredibly stupid. It's vulgar. It's filled with gratuitous violence, and it's a. I was gonna say I wrote occasionally in my script, but really frequently misogynistic.
Nice.
But it was also an absolute fucking pleasure to watch. I give it a fully erect 9 out of 10 stars.
Whoa, that's high praise for like a goofy comic book thing.
Well, and you know what? Like that's sort of the thing I think James Gunn does so well. There's the plot line might be a little bit suspect. Like some of the jokes were very low hanging fruit. Like there is one part where his Peacemaker's wannabe sidekick Vigilante finds a fleshlight in Peacemaker's trailer and thinks it's a smiley man face. Like,
whoa.
But all those jokes sort of serve the characters and the character development, right? Like Vigilante not being able to identify what a fleshlight is actually tells you a lot about him. Peacemaker making the joke about Hardcore being able to see him jerk off whenever she wants. Like that's actually because he started to become a little bit infatuated with her. Like James Gunn is really good at developing characters, and it's always like the plot, the jokes, everything serve the characters, not the other way around. So getting a whole series of that where he gets to develop the characters a little bit more, you get a little bit more depth, a little bit more nuance than you couldn't even, like a Guardians of the Galaxy or a or Suicide Squad. It's just really fun, and Cena is fucking great in this.
I've got some questions for you, sir. When did this show? Because I didn't know this was a show. I had no idea this was even a thing. When did the show come out?
Just out. So I think it came it dropped on January 16th, or maybe what was the date right now?
Today is what day?
I think it came out on Thursday.
Today is the 16th. So
Thursday,
13th.
Yeah, the 14th,
12th, or something. So it just came out.
Mm-hmm.
Did they do one of those releases where they release all the episodes at once, or is it going to be like where they do one a week, or how do they? What's the release?
They released the first 3 episodes.
Okay.
And then I think they're probably going to do 2 at a time after that.
Oh, okay. Because I think I forget what show they did something similar but they did 2 or 3 at first just to kind of hook you, and then they did one weekly after that, just so you could keep watching, tuning to their streaming service.
So yeah, I recently watched another show this could be a future new on Netflix called Station 11, and that was how they did it with that. They released 3 episodes up top, and then they did 2 each following week, and then I think the finale was just 1 episode at the end.
So that being said, you've seen the first 2 or 3 episodes of Peacemaker?
Yeah, I've seen the first 3 episodes that are out.
In those 3 episodes, are there, outside of Cena, are there any other like notable actors, actresses that you've seen on other shit? Like that person makes a cameo or whatever.
Not exactly. So the sort of team that's working with them, like the 2 of them were from the Suicide Squad. Remember, there's sort of like the team at the desk,
right?
And they're essentially being punished for helping the Suicide Squad at the end of the movie.
Okay.
And so, like, Amelia Harcourt, she was there, and then there was I forget the actor's name. He's a little bit overweight with a bushy beard. Nobody particularly famous, but like when I saw them, I'm like, oh yeah, they're from the movie. Okay, they're getting bigger roles. But besides that, I think the guy who plays Peacemaker's dad might be an actor of note, but I not to the point where I even would know his name. Let's see. Augie Smith.
Don't know.
No. That's the character's name he's playing. It's Robert Patrick.
Robert Patrick
he's definitely been in a lot of stuff. I couldn't tell you what it was, but like I do recognize him.
Isn't that the guy from Terminator? From Terminator 2?
Oh, you're right. It is. He was the Liquid Terminator.
Yeah, that's a big actor, dude. That's a
sorta.
He's in a lot of shit. He's in a ton of movies, a ton of shows.
You know what? Like
he's in The Walking Dead.
As soon as you said that, I'm like, boom. That is exactly what he looks like. But he's fucking old now.
Yeah, that
was a while ago, so I didn't recognize him. So yeah, I guess he would be the other big one.
And he plays his dad. Is he a significant character? Or he just comes out here and there.
So
Because Robert Patrick's a big, like I said, he's a pretty big name. I would think they would give him a.
he hasn't he had a pretty big part in the second episode, and it's pretty clear that he's gonna come back around. But like, yeah, thus far you've basically learned that his dad is a complete piece of shit, just constantly putting him down, and is super racist.
Nice. That sounds like a Robert Patrick character. Someone he can be a very good, like, hate-filled person, and in a lot of the roles that I can think of, he's always been like this guy that's got anger issues.
I actually kind of laughed because when we were doing the Florida Man thing, you're like, how did you let somebody stab you with a there's a scene where Peacemaker is saying like, oh, it's been a rough few months, I got shot and a building got dropped on me. His dad's like, you let somebody shoot you? Pathetic. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. And then later in that same scene, they actually connect over a moment because his dad thinks it's hilarious that Idris Elba's character was tormented by rats, and like his dad locked him in a chest full of hungry rats, and the dad's like, wait, just tell me that wasn't the guy that shot you.
And it was.
You see this like look of sadness wash over John Cena's face. So yeah, he's gonna, I think, come back as a sort of secondary antagonist in the show.
All right. So in largely John Cena is the solo, like, superhero. He's got his sidekick and he's got Eagle-E, but there's no other Suicide Squad members that make appearances in it, or just him. Like, he's the only super person.
On the protagonist side, yes, it's him and Vigilante, but none of them are really super. Neither of those two are super people, right? In terms of power set, he really is kind of more in line with like Punisher. He's not super strong, other than just being John Cena.
Yeah.
But there is there is a, I'm not really sure what his superpower set, but there is a superpowered antagonist that comes up named Judo Master, who is like a very short Asian man in a green costume who I watch him like, he's not actually using judo, but just the idea of a Judo Master character is funny to me, so I was on board with it.
Yeah, DC's Suicide Squad characters, none of them are really, the names aren't creative. They're just kind of like pretty vanilla, but kind of funny and entertaining. They don't go like hardcore like Wolverine, the Hulk. They don't go for badass. They go for kind of,
well, and it also is especially fun because there is a very sort of weird corner of the DC universe. Like we're used to the sort of vanilla like Superman, Flash, like Wonder Woman, but yeah, for anyone that's watched another DC show called The Doom Patrol, or I think just Doom Patrol, there's like really weird shit in the DC universe, and it looks like they're leaning a little bit more heavily into that.
Yeah,
and that side of DC is on full display in Peacemaker.
Yeah, they kind of have to do something different than Marvel for them to get their niche. Like because if they go for like the high action, sprinkle them with some humor here and there, but like more or less serious, that's Marvel's got that shit. So if DC sticks to like the kind of off humor, weird shit, they can probably have good, people can appreciate both the DC and the Marvel stuff for what they are. They're not exactly the same thing.
Well, I think what we've learned though, really, with both of them is it doesn't matter what you're doing. Like it could be more of like a flashy, silly, comedic movie, like Thor Ragnarok. It could be Guardians of the Galaxy, or it could be if you saw Logan, where it's the story of like old man Logan, where Wolverine is old and dying and everything. If it serves characters really well, if you find out who the characters are, what makes them tick, and those characters are developed, it doesn't really matter what you do with it. So like I hope that's the lesson they learn, because this is sort of Peacemaker is a weird corner of the DC universe, as was Doom Patrol, but in both shows they really served the characters, and it was sort of cohesive in at least that element, even if the plot is kind of wonky.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have any other questions or anything to. Was there anything else you wanted to bring up about the show that was like noteworthy or? You give it 9 out of 10.
No, I mean I really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was great to see John Cena get to be really featured because yeah, in the other stuff I've seen him in, I'm like, oh, like, well, look, he's doing great for a pro wrestler. That was sort of my thought. And here I'm like, wow, he's just really carrying the show. He was doing a phenomenal job. And yeah, I did double check on the release dates. A new episode will come out once a week from here on out.
Okay, here's a silly question that's. I'm going to only name 2 wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's had a better career? Obviously, Rock has beat all the current wrestlers. So I'm not going to.
Are you talking about outside of wrestling?
Outside of wrestling.
Uh-huh.
So do you think John Cena or Bautista, Dave Bautista, whose career, if you were to be one of them, whose career would you prefer to have? Like, who do you think is doing better outside of WWEF?
Got it. I don't know. They're very different, right? They're different guys too. You can kind of tell. Like, I don't think it's a better or worse. I think they're both on their own separate paths and they're both doing great. I mean, Batista has been in a bigger franchise for sure.
Yeah.
I thought he was also good in a small part in Blade Runner, but he seems like a much more serious sort of introspective guy, and that's kind of the route he's going. And Cena's career is really taking off now.
Honestly, I think he's probably made a shitload more money than Bautista. Like,
from the films, you mean, or
in WWE?
Oh, in he was he was a way bigger star in WWE.
Yeah.
But I think what we're seeing is Bautista's like huge break in Guardians of the Galaxy has already come, whereas Cena's break is like it's like happening right now. Like, this is it. This is because he's only had very small parts. Like, he was in Trainwreck, the Amy Schumer comedy, very small part, but he was funny in that. And then we saw him in Suicide Squad and some small parts in other movies. But this is like the first time where he's really the lead, front and center featured, and he's doing a phenomenal job. So, you know what? I think they're both doing great, and I don't know who's doing better. I'm for what either of those guys do, I'm up for watching it.
Yeah, I never watched wrestling when he was a wrestler, but I just remember you can't see me. Like, that was the thing, like, the kids would do.
Oh, yeah, Bautista was in Dune, too. He had a very small part in the first one, but seems like he's going to be more prominently featured. I've not read the books.
He's a bad guy.
He's got Guardians of the Galaxy, what is it, 3 or 4 coming out? I think 3.
Volume 3. And who knows? There's potential for him to beat a lot of shit, because I hear that they're going to make like either a Groot spin-off show or a spin-off movie or some fucking thing with the Groot in it, and he's probably going to be, making appearances here and there with this one. Can I tell you, I watched The Eternals, the movie, today for the first time. It doesn't tie into, to me, I enjoyed it, but it doesn't tie into, like, it does tie into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but not directly. Like, they mention, Captain America and I think Iron Man and a couple other things, but like, when you watch this movie, it's not like the Hulk and Spider-Man and all this other shit. It's its own thing. It's different. You have to prepare for it.
Fair enough. I probably won't prepare for it, but you know what? A side note, I was just looking up. Like, John Cena has been in way more movies than I thought he was. Apparently, he was in Bumblebee, which everyone shit on.
He was a bad guy, wasn't he?
But yeah, it was a Transformers spin-off featuring like the little bug, like beetle that turns into Bumblebee. But you know what? Our girl Haley Steinfeld was in that. Was it Steinfeld or Steinfeld?
One of them. Bernstein or Bernstein.
It was a callback to you got it. I can't put anything by Yumondo. But that movie I know was not as well received by audiences, but critics seem to like it. But he was also in a movie called Blockers that one day I'm going to watch, because apparently it was funny.
That's the one where he's like a dad and he's like cock blocking his kid.
Correct.
And there's like 2 other parents that are cock blocking their kids too.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a reverse of like the typical American Pie comedy of the kids trying to get laid. Instead of that, it's the parents trying to cock block. But apparently it was funny. So, you know what? John Cena, just you keep doing you, buddy. And especially the one thing that I hope he never stops is wearing his Peacemaker costume to like every press junket. That was the funniest thing about the Suicide Squad to me, was they were doing all these like press junkets and everything, and all the actors are just wearing normal clothes, and every fucking single one, John Cena would show up in his Peacemaker costume and helmet. It was like, you could tell he loved the role. So like, again, kudos to James Gunn for allowing him to continue that character.
We were let's see, where are we at? We're at about 50 minutes now, so we can continue on with random other shit, or
Well, so let's wrap up. That was new on Netflix. We don't have to do any other segments, but like, so a lot of times we're like, oh shit, we have to end the thing real quick. Is just anything you wanted to add or talk about?
no. You know, the Raiders got eliminated yesterday, so being that the Raiders eliminated us, it was kind of like, haha, you cocksucker, cheating motherfuckers. No more foosball for you till next year, bitch. How do you like that?
Yeah, I don't follow football even a little bit, but I did see that the Buffalo Bills just mollywopped the Patriots, and that brought a little bit of joy to my heart.
Yeah.
Because I guess no matter how far away from football you get, you're always gonna hate the Patriots a little bit.
Yeah. Patriots are like Darth Vader. Fucking assholes. We're going to a lake house or some shit next weekend. Aaron and
That's
I.
the plan. My mom, I think she wanted it to take a trip and frame that as something for my birthday, and I was sort of like, yeah, I don't really want to. Oh, all right, okay, Mom.
Let's go.
Yeah, I hope I recover. I fucked my leg up real bad the other day, and hopefully I'm recovered enough to like actually do something. I don't want to just sit in a house by a lake.
So she sent me a link for ice fishing, and I figured since she's got the Airbnb, I might contribute and pay for the ice fishing thing, and it includes for, I think, up to 4 people in like the package. So
so we can better connect with our Canadian audience.
yeah, well that, and she's the one who threw it out my way, and she's like, hey, if you go, I want to do it too. So your mom wants to go ice fishing with us. That might be an experience, dude. It might be fun. I've never done ice fishing. I don't have, you have to have a whole separate thing of gear for that. You can't use your normal stuff. So it's a guided thing. Aaron and I might go ice fishing next weekend and catch fish and make dinner with some of these things. We'll see.
Perhaps. We'll to be determined. We'll see how that all plays out.
If that's the case and we go and we do this thing, when are we doing the episode next week? Because I think she said that we got to like bounce from there on Sunday. Like, do we do an episode next week, or do we do it like on a Monday, or like, what do you think?
Well, so a couple options, 3 options really. We could record the episode there.
Okay.
We have recorded remotely from exotic locations such as Flagstaff, Arizona. Before.
We did one. I've recorded from my car a bunch of times. There was a period where,
we could also just come back Sunday. I mean, they've got the house through Sunday, but I'm gonna play it by ear. I might not necessarily want to stay the whole time.
Yeah.
Or see, like you said, just do it one day.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
All options.
I don't have any.
We could record the episode while ice fishing.
It sounds like I'm thinking I know you're kidding. I know you're kidding. I know it's like a joke, but I'm also thinking like logistically, can we do it? Like, I don't know if we could.
Oh, we definitely could.
It's kind of hard to do.
No, it'd be easy. What do you mean?
All this stuff needs to be plugged into shit.
No, so we would just bring I forget what it's called, but I just have like a portable recorder. So we would just have to plug microphones into a splitter, plug it into that recorder, and then
Aaron makes it have to be so easy.
It is easy.
There's like there's no Wi-Fi out there and shit or something.
Well, that's the thing. You don't need Wi-Fi, right?
Because we're doing it on YouTube's now.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to stream it.
Okay.
I guess you know what.
I mean, anyway,
if we're gonna stream it, then we'd have to bring a laptop.
So we're doing that next week. Can I say one more thing that happened to me this week? And it was a very unexpected but pleasant surprise that I shouldn't say this on the podcast. I'll tell you off air. Something really good happened to me. Something really good happened to me that I didn't expect. I was like, oh shit! Like, I don't know. Like it snapped the week. The week was great because of it, and yeah, like things are good. Things are great for Armando Land. I mean, they already were, but I mean, they've been made a hell of a lot better. I shouldn't say it on the internet. I'll say it off air. But I don't have anything else to say. Do you have anything else to add, sir?
I guess only good thing for me was it like now we're getting looks towards the end of the permitting process for the house. I'm
Ooh.
actually trying to like schedule contractors, so I'm just waiting for the excavation guy to get back to me with an estimate. But if everything goes according to plan, I'm actually going to break ground at towards the end of May.
Nice.
Which kind of like fucking tripped me out because it's always felt so far away, and I'm like, wait, it's like not even 5 months, and we're gonna start building the house. Holy shit!
So let me ask you this then. Let's say that breaking ground goes as planned in May.
Mm-hmm.
When is the supposed? Because building a house is not something you can. When is it supposed to be finished? If it starts in May,
I don't know when it's ever going to be finished. Like, because this is kind of what I'm trying to have happen. It like we're gonna break ground, pour the foundation. Framers are gonna come in, gonna get a roof on, get like siding, like they'll have the whole house waterproof windows, that whole thing. But then like the inside of the house is gonna be unfinished for a while because I'm gonna do all that myself.
Yeah, but at least you'll have shelter. Like if you want to live there and sleep there and do your thing, you'd be able.
Maybe. I mean, it's gonna take me a while. You remember how long it took us to do just that one room?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a huge house, but doing a bathroom takes way longer than what we did.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be what three bathrooms in the house. Like it's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
So I'm not in like a huge hurry to finish that. I want to be smarter and work at it.
Well, you have
reasonable.
You have a seasoned professional flooring installer now, and painter.
Yeah. Well, I'm probably not going to do.
I suck at both.
LVP, but
I suck at both. But it's all learning.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just exciting to like start thinking about all that stuff. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Right on. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. Thanks for tuning in. And if again, don't forget, you can actually watch us on YouTube's, except for maybe next week, if we do an episode.
And Twitch soon. I figured out how to do that, and I just have to get the accounts all configured.
Yeah, and if for now until we figure it out, if you want to jump on YouTube when we go live on Sundays, you can actually chat with me and I. And
I always forget to. Me too, and I always forget to like.
No one jumped in today, but that's what I'm just saying. Like, if you're a degenerate and you're on Sundays and you're bored between the hours of like 2 and 3-ish, you can join in and at least say hi or leave fart noises in the text chat or something. But thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode.
Wait, I'm gonna look at the text chat.
I don't see anything.
I just typed it.
I don't see it. Oh, there it goes. Hi, Armando. Should I text back? Hi, Aaron. Anyway, see you guys next week. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.